What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from the Real Fan Review, coming out of Long Island, New York. Today with me, we got my brother B.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
B, you may want to talk on that microphone a little bit closer.
Son of a gun! I'm trying to figure it out.
There you go.
This is new.
Also with us tonight, we got our man in the chair, Al.
How's it going, everybody?
Guys, you see what happens when you miss two podcasts. Brandon forgets how to use the microphone. So listen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are doing the Jurassic World Dominion prep because Jurassic World is coming out this Thursday night. So we're going to get you guys ready for Jurassic World by talking about Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, Jurassic World 1, Jurassic World 2. They all had names, and I can't remember what they are right now. I think so Jurassic World was Fallen Kingdom, right? That was part 2. Yeah. Jurassic World 1 was Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
Jurassic Park 1 was Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 2 was
The Lost World.
Lost World, yeah.
Lost Worlds. Okay, so, and Jurassic Park 3 was
Tokyo Drift.
God. Attack of the Alligator Dinosaur. That's what it was.
Spinosaurus or something.
Spinosaurus. Yeah. There we go. So let's get right into it because there's not really much news this week. So we're going to talk about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, our thoughts, our feelings, and some of the exciting memories that we have from these movies because it's been so long. I mean, I think the original Jurassic Park came out in 2000?
94?
No, 94?
94,
Seriously?
95, yeah.
Wow.
It was the same year as Toy Story.
Oh, get out of here. Wow. So, okay, Jurassic Park, 1994, 96. Oof. Long time ago. So, yeah. And the reason why this is such a big deal, I think, is they're saying this is the last one. There is no more Jurassic World, Jurassic Park after this one. This completes the story, the arc, and in great fashion of the end game style quality. They're going to do it big. They're going to put in the people from Jurassic Park into this movie. We're going to get Dr. Ian Malcolm, my favorite, played by Jeff Goldblum. Sir Ian Malcolm. Then we're going to have also Laura Dern coming back to play Dr. Settler, and Sam Neill's coming back to play Dr. Alan Grant. Yeah. Oh, he's going to be smoldering at that camera. They should have not done it. But in this series here, we got the two main stars because there hasn't been a shine on a lot of the other characters from Jurassic World 1 and Jurassic World 2. The main people are, of course, Bryce Dallas Howard playing Claire and Chris Pratt, not Platt, but Chris Pratt is playing Owen. No, nothing crazy. Like, I like Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Sattler, and Dr. Ian Malcolm.
That's right.
Life finds a way. So listen, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. That was terrible.
Do you want to feel worse? I actually just looked up when Jurassic Park 1 came out. It was 1993.
1993. Jesus.
What?
Man, no fact checked on you guys on that one. That took a while. Good Google search, Brandon. Don't lose the Wi-Fi, please.
I already lost it.
So let's talk about the one thing I know that we all have and share is that first experience seeing Jurassic Park in the theaters or at home. And that first scene where they get to Jurassic Park, they walk through, they're driving through in those Jurassic Park cars. And we have that famous scene where Dr. Sattler, which is played by Laura Dern, looks up and it's a brontosaurus and the music. Pretty good, B?
That was pretty good.
Hit the good notes.
It was like It was in the key
spot
too.
On. Pretty good. All right. Oh, wow. So B, go ahead. Since I was in the key and you want to talk about the key there, tell me about your thoughts on Jurassic Park, the first one when you first saw it, or what's your memories of it?
I thought that it was the most incredible thing because the dinosaurs were basically real. Like,
Absolutely.
I can't even say, like, in the 90s, the rise of CGI and special effects, nothing came close to Jurassic Park. Like, I think till
Right.
this day, the CGI still holds up. Like, they built that Tyrannosaurus. Like, like they built the thing itself and they put it on the set and like it lived, like, so I think it's crazy that like Steven Spielberg was like, yeah, this is what we have to do. We're not going to just computerize these dinosaurs. I'm putting a T-Rex on the set. Like that's crazy to me. To me, like to this day, I think one of the best scenes is just when the T-Rex is the thunderstorm, the tropical storm is hitting, and the T-Rex comes out at night as the cars get stuck, and just the mayhem that ensues when that happens. Like that is one of the craziest and like intense scenes ever in cinema.
Yeah, man. I remember seeing a behind the scenes featurette and how they made everything look real. I don't know if you guys remember for the first one. I mean, I'm pretty much sure you guys are going to remember because you guys are movie fanatics like me. But there was a scene with Laura Dern's character is helping a triceratops that's laid over on its side. And she put her ear to the belly because it was breathing. And it was just like the special effects that they did, which were not even special effects. They were practical effects. It was like a huge balloon covered in like the skin, quote unquote, skin of a dinosaur there, and how realistic that they made it feel and look. And there's so many classic scenes from that first Jurassic Park, everything with the velociraptors, but nothing tops that whole entire nighttime torrential rain with the Tyrannosaurus Rex wrecking shop. Al, how about for you, man? What was what's one of the memories that you have with Jurassic Park?
Just that, like, we were sitting in that theater, like watching the graphics, so to speak. Because remember, that's 93. That's what, 29 years ago? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy to think that long ago. And I remember sitting in the theater thinking, damn, these things look real. Like, just an amazement. Like you said, that first scene where you see the main actor rip off his glasses because he's finally getting a look at what's on the island, and you see all of these dinosaurs, and they even have the one come up real close and eat the leaves off the tree right next to them, and they got up close, and I was like, shit, that's real dinosaurs. Like,
yeah,
it was, obviously it's a movie, but it really felt like they were next to dinosaurs. And it just made me in amazement, like, to start really thinking, shit, what if this were really possible? Like,
right.
the way they did the story, the way, it was playful, it had its comical moments, like when they do the introductory scene of how this was all possible and they turn into the cartoon and everything. But for the most part,
here's
like you
Mr.
said,
DNA.
But like you said, like the practical effects really added to that realism, and it made me really start thinking that this, like, what if this was possible? Instead of just sitting in the movie, I actually was starting to think, what if this shit was real? Like, what if, like putting it like it actually made me want to put myself in that situation. Yeah.
What's the raptor call, Brandon?
Oh, I'm gonna wake up everybody in the house doing it. You ready? That was good, right?
That was really good. And the little with the nail,
with that
the little
nail, toenail.
I gotta tell you, some of my memories from Jurassic Park is again watching it with that guy in the yellow right there, Brandon, watching that movie, man. And like you guys already said, it was the pinnacle of visual effects. Seeing dinosaurs for the first time was like it was for real. Like, oh my god, this is the first time I'm seeing what a dinosaur looks like. And then the other thing that happened was I never looked at mosquitoes the same ever again. Like, I was like, every time I got bit by a mosquito, I'm like, they're gonna make me. It's gonna be stuck in ember. But yeah, man, I mean, it made me think like this is all possible. And then of course every scientist came out, this is actually not factual. But
they took mosquito and mixed it with frog DNA. That was the science behind it to make dinosaurs. DNA, right?
That's how they filled the gaps.
My favorite is like after all these years, like every 5-10 years, there's some new discoveries. Like, well, actually, dinosaurs had feathers, and I'm like, no, they didn't. Look at Jurassic Park. Like,
Those motherfuckers didn't have feathers.
They're more related to birds, actually. But you find out all these facts, but it doesn't kill the movie, man. Because look, I just
Okay,
watched
yeah.
Jurassic Park maybe about, I would say, like a couple months ago. It was on like on TNT or something like that, and I didn't watch the whole thing, but just watching just again that one scene with the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and also some of those good scenes in the it was, I think, a kitchen where the girl and the boy were running from the raptors, and the raptors were on top, and then there was mirror
Yeah.
images that the raptor was going after. It was just so freaking cool. And then just like there's just certain shots that will never leave my eyes, like my mind is like the shot of the T-Rex screaming in the middle of the where the Tyrannosaurus bones were, and then the freaking flag comes down. The what's it was it
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was like not, well, it's not a
It-
flag, but it's a
the
banner, I guess.
banner
Like a
falls.
banner,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, the banner with Jurassic Park, and oh, dude, just some crazy
yeah.
stuff, man. And who doesn't
No,
go crazy still when they see those Jurassic Park Jeeps in on the highway?
Dude, I want those goggles.
yeah.
Those goggles are crazy. I mean,
You,
is there any one character that you guys like from the Jurassic Park series that stands out to you? Because in Jurassic Park 1, that's where we get the three doctors that are famous now and still are, or they're going to be a part of this Jurassic World Dominion. But in
mm,
part 2, we only got Dr. Ian Malcolm. And then part 3 is where we got Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Sattler back again. So you kind of
yeah.
got a mix of the characters. Is out of the three of them, is there anyone that stands out to you the most, Al?
It would be Malcolm, Dr. Malcolm, because,
Yeah.
he starts off with the whole chaos theory and so forth. And if you let nature be, nature will find a way and so
Yeah.
forth. And it's true, nature will find a way. It'll adapt to any situation. It may take time, but it will eventually adapt. Um, so and his character stayed true throughout the three movies. Like I don't think that they changed his character to fit a movie. Whereas with the other two, you make them love interests of each other in the first one. They're not in the
Mm,
second one. Then the third one, they come back. They're not even together anymore. Matter of fact, I think didn't she marry someone else and have
yeah.
kids? And like so you made us get vested in them together as a couple just to bring them back, and they're not even together. So like
Yeah.
of the three, the one that to me carried through where I could follow along was Malcolm.
Yeah. How about for you, Brandon? Did any of those three doctors take on the role that you like? You know what? I like that guy, or I like that girl, or like that person. What was your
I,
favorite
I,
out of the
I
three
I
of those
love
guys?
Dr. Grant, because if you realize Jurassic Park, the first one, they're just a bunch of archaeologists, right? Like they just dust off bones and find bones, and out of nowhere they have to turn into survivalists. Like they have to survive this out of nowhere. And now Dr. Alan Grant, of course, is the one whose story involves being around kids, and he's like this grouchy old man who wants nothing to do with
Oh yeah.
anybody anyway,
Get
and
off
now
my
he's stuck with
lawn.
two kids. Yeah, like he's the definition of get off my lawn. So it's like for him to turn into like Tom Cruise towards the end of the movie because he has to, like it was
Right.
incredible. Like it's great. Like he held a shotgun for the sake of holding a shotgun. He never used it.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I got to say, would you be Dr. Alan Grant for me? As much as I like Dr. Malcolm and his sarcasm and the way he speaks, and then, like Al kind of said, he is continuously right in this. Every time he speaks, it's like this is what's going to happen. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But Dr. Alan Grant, man, his role in Jurassic Park 1 and in Jurassic Park 3, where he didn't want to be there, but
He doesn't want
he
to be
still
anywhere. He didn't even want to come to the first one.
grouchy fuck. But yeah, he don't want to do anything. He just wanted to survive, live. The first one he wanted to be there, but then when shit got crazy, like Brandon said, he turned into survivalist mode. So it was just kind of
Hmm.
interesting take on his character there. Um, let's get into like part 2 there, which is, I believe you said, the Lost World, Jurassic Park Lost World. This one, a lot of people didn't like it, but I find there's just a lot of stuff that's good in it, because like some of the side characters were pretty good. I believe what's the comedian that he always talks fast and he's in Brides
Oh, Vince
uh
Vince
Vince
Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah. He's in this movie as one of the characters in it that I actually like and appreciate. and
Yeah.
there's a lot of great scenes. And the thought of, what was it, Isla? Which one was this
Isla
one, Brand? It's not
Sorna,
Isla Nublar.
Nubar, Rebar.
I
Rebarb.
think this Sorna, this one. Lost World was pretty interesting. It kind of went a bunch of different directions, so it didn't hit the marks as the first one did, but it was still pretty cool to see. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
keynotes on this one is they're trying to capture these raptors and also all these other animals to pretty much bring them to a San Diego zoo, which is absolutely crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
And just some of the antics that go on. I mean, some of the best scenes in there again was was it a helicopter, or was there was something that was in the trees that they were all inside of, and they had that gymnast girl who was all of a sudden found the perfect branches to do somersaults and
And
dismounts.
she was beating up dinosaurs by doing
Yeah, they were trying to get out of the
gymnastics.
greenhouse, I think, something like that, and she was just kicking dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
god.
That's classic, man. And then of course you always get the classic T-Rex stuff, man. That was
Yeah.
just awesome. But I think some of the other good stuff was some of the Raptor stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
B, if you remember the Lost World, anything that stood out to you regarding the Lost World?
For the Lost World, it was interesting to me because they tried to like introduce this whole story, and it kind of seemed like Ian Malcolm was very similar to like Dr. Grant, where he didn't want to be on this island,
Right.
like he didn't want to be here, and I have to look over these people because I'm the only one here who actually knows how to be around these dinosaurs and try and survive. So like
Right.
I don't know if it was his ex-wife that was on the island. When they were
Yes.
in the there was the bus that was going over the cliff, and they had to get the bus like off the
Yes.
harness and like go as the raptor was. It was crazy, that scene. I thought that was the best scene of the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with these movies also, besides having the fact that you got like these dinosaurs all over the place, the movies themselves are action adventure.
Yeah.
There's
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones vibes, and there's also some other action movie vibes. There's a little bit of horror element into this, where the Raptors and the Tyrannosaurus Rex and other things going on in the show, kind of crazy. Al, how about for you, man? Anything from Lost World that really stood out for you? Because for me, again, it's an okay movie, but it was better than okay, but it's
Yeah.
not one of the favorites out there.
Yeah. Well, for me, what stood out was, and it kind of felt rushed, but was the ending where they actually do bring the dinosaurs to the
Yeah,
mainland, and you see the chaos that erupted because of that. So you knew that that's where they were going to eventually go, and it was good to see them do it. I don't think we were expecting a third to come out of this. It wasn't like guaranteed back then the way it is
no,
almost now. So to see them bring the dinosaurs mainland and to see that chaos erupt, was pretty interesting for me to see, because it was like, what would happen if a dinosaur were to be released? And one thing I
shit
was
got
thinking about
crazy.
with the yeah, kid,
Shot real
and
crazy.
as funny as it is, like, I'm easy. You can take me out of a movie real quick if something just doesn't make sense, or if you go too over the top with something. And
Right,
these movies, all five of them up to now so far, hasn't done that. And I don't know if it's just because we're dealing with dinosaurs, so we're already so far off the range that it's like, okay, anything they can do, anything, and it's going to make sense.
right.
But I've never gotten like, oh, all right, that's too crazy, or that would never happen. Like, each of these movies, as crazy as the plot has been for each one, I've just been into each plot, whether they've been silly or what. The third one wasn't too strong for me, but even with that one, I went along with the plot. I enjoyed everything that happened in it. And that's why I said with the second one, them going to the extreme of bringing them to the mainland, it really put that one. Like, if they had made no more, I felt that they had already achieved everything they could when dealing with dinosaurs right there.
Yeah. And Al, you said something that was actually really true. I think after Lost World, where it didn't make either as much money or was critically acclaimed as the first Jurassic Park, we weren't sure. There was a definite difference in as long as it took to get to Jurassic Park 3. It almost felt like they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they did, because I love Jurassic Park 3. I can't remember what the title was of a Jurassic Park 3, but that movie was incredible with that new dinosaur. I think it was the Allosaurus, you guys were saying, right?
Yeah.
I believe it was the
Spinosaurus or something.
Allosaurus. Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
like bigger than the T Rex, had the snout of an alligator, and that movie was a horror movie. That was action adventure horror because there were
The
scenes where they were
pterodactyls were
running away.
so terrifying.
First of all, that's one of my favorite dinosaurs, and it took forever to get to pterodactyl until the third one they finally gave us pterodactyl. Actually, no, the second one they gave us a little bit of pterodactyl, but the third one had its own dome. Ooh. But I just remember one of my favorite scenes from Jurassic Park 3 was this freaking thing, the Allosaurus with the alligator snout, and it had the little Tyrannosaurus arms like this. You had the Tyrannosaurus arm. There was a scene where I think they were running away and they didn't know where the thing was, and they turned around and that thing looked like Godzilla. It was just like standing there, just breathing, just looking at them, and I was just like, "Oh, this shit is crazy." But and it was like it was fast, it was vicious, and dude, honestly, like right after Jurassic Park 1 is Jurassic Park 3, then Jurassic Park 2 for me in that trilogy. But there was so much good stuff, like bringing back Dr. Alan Grant into the fold. Was it to rescue? Because I know Brandon talks about the other family that's in that movie. They trick Dr. Alan Grant to be on the island to help them find their son.
Yeah.
I think they were supposed
crazy,
to be like
Yeah.
he was supposed to be like a tour guide for them to see the dinosaurs through
Yeah,
the
it was
plane. Yeah, they weren't supposed to land the
Yeah, they
plane,
weren't
so they were supposed to be
land.
in the air.
Yeah.
And then they brought down the plane. He's
Yeah.
like, "Why are we landing? Why are we landing?" And they knocked him out. And then all of a sudden they land on the island again, right when the Spinosaurus was attacking the plane. And they were like, "Yeah, we're here to save our son."
Yeah, dick move, straight
Yeah,
dick
good.
move. Al, man, tell me, man, some memories there from that Jurassic Park 3 there.
That third one, the scene that stands out to me was when they wanted to really show you how bad this new dinosaur was, and they have him go against the T Rex,
Cool.
and he just like you think the T Rex is gonna get him because he grabs the neck and starts chomping down, and then he flips it, and not only does he bite his neck, he freaking just breaks his neck. I was like, damn, yeah, kid. I was like, shit. The T Rex is supposed to be the man,
bad
so to
boy.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid. I was like, fuck. Well, how are they gonna beat this guy?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, kid. So I remember that scene, and when he snapped the neck, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that
Jurassic
movie
Park
was
just got
crazy,
real.
man. How about you? Be any definite scenes or parts of Jurassic Park 3 that stood out for you?
I think my favorite scene actually has to be the pterodactyl scene. Just the moment they realize they're in a bird cage, and he's going across the bridge, and the shadows on the other side, and it's just the pterodactyl just clawing across. I thought that was the scariest thing I've ever seen. It was so
that
crazy.
movie was a horror movie.
And just the way that whole scene progressed, to Billy trying to redeem himself for the raptor eggs. Fucking Billy. Go, Billy! Just that whole scene with him, the parachute. Like, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, man, definitely. This Jurassic World 3, Jurassic Park 3 doesn't get enough credit for being good, man. That movie was really, really good and surprising because, again, I think people had low expectations since Jurassic Park 2 Lost World wasn't so good. They really didn't expect much from Jurassic Park 3, but which is also crazy, though, because Jurassic Park 3 didn't get as much like critical acclaim as well. But I love Jurassic Park 3, and just talking about it right now is hyping me up to maybe want to go check it out now because I think that's on Netflix right now for free. So sign me up. So,
and when you think of the actors that are in it, it's not like they didn't have talent. They had some real good
Leone.
Right?
William Macy. You got what's her name? Taya Leone. Playing the wife. They got some good people in there,
right?
And and maybe you didn't like the story so much, which I don't know why. Because like, what is a better story than a parents willing to risk everything to save their kid?
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great installment as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one where they were in the parasail connected to the boat.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
how it
the
starts.
boat and then the boat kind of looked like it disappeared in the freaking in the clouds. And then it was like, Yeah, that's where my fear for parasailing came from. Yeah. So my wife had this great idea to go to Montauk and go parasailing, and I'm like convinced that I'm looking down. I'm like, she definitely wrote a will out. So
Took you
I
to
mean,
Isla Nubar.
dude, it's unbelievable how high in the air you are when you look down and you're like, I don't see the boat. I'm
No
still
boat.
terrified. I'm traumatized from that damn thing.
Mm-mm.
And it's because of this movie right here. Because I'm like, now the dinosaurs come. Now the dinosaurs come. But now
I
in
think
the
that was the craziest part though about that movie was just like the story of how the son got on the island. It was like, yeah, he wasn't alone. He had like the stepfather with him, and like, yeah,
Mhm.
stepfather didn't make it.
Wasn't his stepfather the stepfather from Married with Children? He was
Yes.
married to Marcy. I knew I remembered
That
that correctly.
I don't remember that. That was the stepdad.
That
That
was
was
the
the
stepdad.
stepdad.
Was the
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Oh goodness, man. Yeah, that movie was fantastic, man. But now, like
Yeah.
in those three movies, man, I mean, there was a little bit of time between that and then we get the first Jurassic World. So when we lived in that world of Jurassic Park, I always assumed there was going to be a Jurassic Park 4, kind of continuing the story off a little bit, but I didn't expect where they were going to go with Jurassic World. But any last thoughts regarding that whole first three series there, fellas?
I actually I really love Jurassic World. Sorry, Jurassic Park 3. I just like you have like I thought Jurassic Park 3 was very underrated as a film. For
Yeah.
most people, I thought that was it. Like I thought that was the way it should have ended with the pterodactyl flying off and just the illusion
Yeah.
that hey, it's gonna hit America and it's the dinosaurs are gonna find a way. Like just the whole nature of the series is that life finds a
Yeah.
way. And so I thought that was the perfect way to end it. And then once
Hmm.
Jurassic World came along, I was like, why? I was kind of like,
Yeah.
they did it.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like Jurassic is over.
That's it. Yeah.
Hmm.
One thing we forgot to mention, man, is shout out to Sam Jackson being in Jurassic Park 1.
Oh yeah, the guy
And
was
Or
also,
Coder.
Newman.
he was the code. What was the other guy's name? He was like,
I just know
You
his.
didn't
I
say the
just remember
magic
he was
word.
Newman. Didn't he
Something
play
Newman,
Newman in
right?
Seinfeld?
Yeah,
No. He was
Newman.
Newman in Seinfeld, but I don't know
Oh,
what he.
Dude, that he was the
he didn't say the
he
magic
played
word.
douchebag so perfectly in Jurassic Park 1. And what was he? He
Dude,
was stealing the
that
DNA.
can of Barbasol.
Yeah.
The Barbasol can, yeah.
But
And
yo,
it's
tell me
crazy
that
because
dinosaur wasn't like scary though. The rep.
oh, dude, yeah, he was in the he was one person, right? Like
He was an
I just
actor.
saw him in Jurassic. Yeah, he's an actor. The freaking dinosaur, and then the spit comes out. It's just crazy.
He
I
paid
just
that
saw him
guy
in
a
Jurassic
salary
World.
every time he shows up.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Hmm.
But I just remember that whole stuff with him because Newman played the perfect douchebag that was going to steal the DNA to bring it to wherever. As soon as he kicked that little dinosaur, I was like, "Oh, he's a douchebag. He's going to get it."
Yep. Hmm.
Unbelievable, man. How about you, Al? Anything from the trilogy of Jurassic Park there that we didn't mention that you want to talk about?
No, just the humor. I guess the humor that the first one brought to the balance out the amazement and everything, and the horror that came from being hunted by the dinosaurs.
That's right.
Because I remember one of the scenes that also stands out for me was when the T Rex first is chasing them and it's raining and the guy runs into the bathroom and he sits on the toilet and somehow the whole building falls apart around him and he's just sitting there on the toilet
Yeah, no, that's
and the
definitely
T
one.
Rex just bites on, chews him up right there, sitting there. I was
Right.
just the funny shit like that they did to balance out the movie just stuck with me till today.
Absolutely. And I think it's like it says a lot about Jurassic Park 1, man, because there's so many different scenes in that movie. And I think I just feel like so many of us have rewatched Jurassic Park over and over as we were younger and as we get older. I still will put on Jurassic Park, and it still would amaze me. Like, how many classic moments are in that movie? Think about the cup with the water vibrating
Yeah.
every time the Tyrannosaurus took a step, and everybody's like, "What is that?" And
Yeah.
how memorable that was. Like when that
Yeah.
happened, like that's just like ingrained in our memories of that's what a T-Rex. We'll know a T-Rex is around when we see that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then as
Yeah.
well as not only that, but also like how about the whole T-Rex going after the kids in the car, bringing the glass down, the snout is on,
Mm-hmm.
trying to bite through the glass. They're pushing up and don't shine the light. They're shining the light in the freaking eye of the T-Rex,
With
and
the
like
eye, when the eye
everyone's
hit the car, crazy.
oh, dude, it's just a classic movie. Like those are the movies like that is like excites me to be like I can't wait to show my kids this movie. You know, like when they're old enough to handle something like that, I look forward to letting them see this movie, and they probably want to shut it off right away. But like, I'm excited for the fact that they could like it, right? But you know, that's something that I would love. Like, I don't think I'm going to show my kids Lost World unless they want to in part 3. But Jurassic Park 1 is a must see for my children,
Yeah.
right? You know, like they need to be
Yeah.
scared out of their life for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they better go to bed. T-Rex is coming. Like,
You know, every now and then when I drive like upstate New York, you know, the closer you get to like Albany and Buffalo, the more like open it gets with the woods. Every now and then I
right.
look at the side, I'm like, yo, anytime a T-Rex is gonna come out.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
they'll
like,
get hooked because
yeah, go
even my daughter got hooked on it. You
right.
know. Yeah, she said like she can't wait for this new one to come out.
That's
And
awesome.
I remember we were in Universal when Fallen Kingdom came out, and she was going bananas in the theater watching that movie.
I
You
can only
know, and
imagine.
oh, kid, so it's gonna be great, like you said, just passing this movie down and passing the experience down. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now let's get into Jurassic World and that series right now, which is up to this last one, the third one or the sixth one in the entire series, Jurassic
yeah,
World Dominion. Jurassic World 1. I gotta tell you guys, I remember seeing the movie because it's a memory of mine. I went to the theaters with the wife to go see the movie, and she loved it. I remember her leaving the theater saying she loved it, and then and to me, I was like, it was okay, it was cool. You know, I like there was parts of it that were just like too many nods to Jurassic Park, and I understood why. It was a long time between that and Jurassic Park 3, and also Jurassic Park 1, but there was just way too many nods, too many similarities to the first one. And at the same time, I think the story itself was like this is kind of like a little overboard. Like the actual vision of Hammond was this Jurassic World for people to go to visit these dinosaurs, to see them in person, to walk with the
Mhm.
dinosaurs or roll in that ball with the dinosaurs. And it was pretty awesome. But just like you expect to happen with dinosaurs, shit hits the fan. Like shit will go wrong. But I have to tell you,
hmm
and I want to know from you guys too, if it was affordable and if this place existed, would you guys no like now Al, you're saying no because you have the benefit of watching 6 shit show movies of what would happen. But if you didn't know that would happen, would you have given it a try to go see these dinosaurs in real life?
Hell no, kid, no. Dinosaur. That's all you would have to say. Yo, let's go to a park. They're gonna let you interact with dinosaurs. Not as good. Get take pictures. I'm not
Take
gonna.
pictures. I'm not going. Brandon,
Yeah, kid, come on.
you wouldn't go, Brandon, to see direct dinosaurs in real life?
Fuck no. Listen,
I
I have no I like granted, like if I had never seen Jurassic Park, you know, just to the knowledge of dinosaurs and like how
right.
big, how fast they are. Like if like someone told me like, "Oh, we have this Jurassic Park where it's all the leaf-eating dinosaurs and like the non-bad ones," then I might like think about it, you know, but like the
Right.
second you tell me there's a raptor here and this one white guy like trained them, 4 of them, I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." That doesn't end well.
That doesn't end well. I think the curiosity to see these
Not that
things
curious.
alive. I
I'd YouTube it.
curiosity
I've
kills the
seen
cat, huh?
YouTube.
You
I
seen
would
YouTube?
it.
I think
Put that shit on
honestly, the
Instagram.
curiosity to see it in person, I would want to see it. I would want to go. I don't think the family would decide to go, but I do think I would be curious enough to see, like, to say, like,
I
wait,
would shit
how safe
myself
is this?
watching the Mosasaurus show. Like
That's
to
the
see that
best scene in that
motherfucker come
movie.
out the
Yeah.
water, I would die in my seat.
That thing was incredible. What is it? Is it a huge alligator or is it like a huge fish?
Fuck
It
it,
was
it's both
something,
of it.
kid.
It's both of it.
It'll
That
eat me.
thing when it what was it? What they hang a cow over the top of that thing?
I think so, yeah. And he
It wasn't
jumped
even
out
a
and ate that
goat.
shit.
They went straight cow on that thing, dude. That shit is crazy. Yeah, I think I would go. I would try to go see it. I don't think it would work, but
Mm-mm.
I would be interested enough to try to see those things alive. If it was, well, it's never fucking safe, right, Brandon? So that's the whole point of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. It's not safe.
The second they tell me, hey, the main attraction here is this dinosaur that we made, and it's the most aggressive dinosaur to ever walk this earth, I'm out.
Yeah.
It can camouflage itself.
Yeah.
It
Once
can
they
hide
said,
its
yeah, we
heartbeat.
crossbred it between a T-Rex and a raptor. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I'm not
That
looking at that outcome.
dude, that shit was so badass. It was like the Raptors came out. They're like, oh, oh, they start talking to this shit. Was that a raptor or a seal? But
Good.
yeah, man, let's get into this Jurassic World because again, it did good. You know, it did good enough where they wanted to make a Jurassic World 2. Jurassic World 2 also not one of my favorite movies, but it was okay. Brandon's thumbs down. Okay, I get that. Because I just watched it last night actually, and I fell asleep like twice. So I mean, there are certain parts of it. Like I got to tell you guys, first of all, because of the time and when it was made, the visual effects are incredible in both movies, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Fallen World, the Jurassic World 2, the whole thing with the volcano exploding as they're trying to save these dinosaurs from dying.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just amazing to look at it, and you almost feel like you're a part of that saving rescue there, and it's just
They did a
incredible
really
there.
shit job.
They did. They left a lot of dinosaurs there.
They left like all of them. It was like
Yeah, they
all of
took
them.
one. They took one and whatever they could get. It's just
They're like, we got to save Blue. That's the one.
that's the
Yeah.
one, Blue, and then they shot him.
Blue's carrying the
dumbasses.
franchise. We got to save Blue.
So let's talk about, before we jump into like both of these movies, let's talk about the first one, Jurassic World. I tell you guys how I felt about the movie and how the wife felt about the movie. Al, talk to me, man. What was your thoughts on Jurassic World when you first saw it there with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard there?
No, I actually liked it. I liked the chemistry between Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt. I thought the whole story of her kind of like with the doctor, like it wasn't really into kids, but she gets stuck taking care of her nephew and niece. And then going through the park, it was to the point where one of the big jokes with the first Jurassic World is how her character goes through the whole movie in high heels. I never noticed that. Like I don't
That was the
I don't
big
remember.
thing.
Yeah, I don't remember until people made the big joke about it. I didn't even notice that was like a thing. Like
I
just
think that was the
remember all
first thing my wife noticed. Is like she's running in high heels from a dinosaur right now.
kid. I was just watching the whole movie and getting into the excitement of them running, getting in that ball and go. Oh,
Yeah.
kid, I was just caught up with that. The way they did it, the fact that they made it. Like instead of dealing with the T-Rex and the big ones, the fact that they focused on the raptors and said, okay, let's focus on a smaller dinosaur that people can probably more relate to as an immediate threat and a threat that they can probably respond to better. So I like that, and the fact that you had this guy training them as much as you could believe that would be possible. Someone training dinosaurs.
Who thought that was a good idea?
But I don't know, kid. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even with that, it didn't take me out of the movie. And
Right.
like thinking back to these movies, I'm surprised that not one of them did I say, "Oh, okay." At that point, I got taken out the movie because all I could think about was how stupid that was. Like that never happened to me in these. As silly and outrageous as these movies get,
Right.
that hasn't happened to me yet in any of them.
Yeah. I
You
think
know,
once you
I
find
mean
yourself
things.
in that world, you just go with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's dinosaurs. You're already out there. Like,
Right.
like you already have to suspend all belief because you're dealing with dinosaurs. So I guess maybe because of that,
Right.
it's never really happened to me. But I mean, other than being mad with certain decisions, like the end of the Fallen Kingdom, with what the girl decides to do, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You let that girl do that?" Like, I don't know. It's not like you let a dog out. Like she was letting dinosaurs out.
And well, Al, they were dying. You
I
heartless
kid, they were
monster.
dinosaurs. It's again
It's funny
not
because
like
Chris
she.
Pratt goes to Bryce Dallas Howard. He's like, you know what happens? It's that you can't come back from that. And they're like, you know what? She doesn't do it. They start talking, and then you hear, beep. They look back and they wanted to curse, but it was the little girl, so they didn't. She's like, I had to. They were born to
Oh
live like me.
god. Oh god.
And like I would
Half the
have been
world
like
dead.
fine with the decision. Should have had been like, just like the grass eaters, like I eat leaves, but she let loose all of them. The raptors, the T-Rex, like you have just made like the global like apocalypse. Like you did that.
Yeah. Not only that, but you know what? Because of course, I watched The Fallen Kingdom honestly once, and then yesterday was the first time I ever revisited because I wasn't too happy with the movie. I didn't realize that it wasn't just her who let the animals out. They made a point to show that some of these people bought the DNA of the animals and brought them to different parts of the country. You could see them leaving and flying off. They show that in little cutscenes that I didn't pick up on in the first time. So besides them letting them out in North America, those people from the black market or from that dealer or whatever they were, the black market that
Auction.
they were, the auction they were doing, those people also took their dinosaurs to wherever they lived, plus some people took some DNA to wherever they lived. And I think
Hmm.
that's where this culmination of all these dinosaurs in different parts of the globe are affecting, because they showed that what was the name of the big dinosaur from the water, Brandon?
The Mesosaurus,
The
a
Mesosaurus.
Mosasaurus, one of the
They
two.
showed it like people were right. The people were surfing, and then you could see it in the water while they were surfing in the water behind them. You see the thing just swimming across. I was like, oh, that's so cool and so terrible. Those people are
Murder.
done.
Yeah.
Murder. Was it Brandon? What was it from Doctor Strange? They're going to gut them. It's going to gut them
Gutted.
all. My new favorite dinosaur is the dinosaur with the helmet on his head, just ramming people. Dude, I love that thing.
Oh Jesus.
I love that thing. This is ramming people, just bang. It looked like it's just flying off the screen.
Yeah. Can you? I just want to see who is the person whose job was to come up with those dinosaurs and says, "Yeah, I got one. We're gonna put half a bowl on top of his head and then spikes around it."
Yeah.
What?
I
Al,
found the
that's a
bones
real
of that one.
dinosaur.
I
Al. They
know
didn't
that's
make
what it
that
looked
up.
like.
No.
That's a real dinosaur. Those are all real dinosaurs. Everything you saw was a real dinosaur.
No way. I do
Yeah.
not believe that's
I
a half a bowl
my
as
whole
a head.
thing is like I understand like in this series, like we learned from Jurassic Park 1 and 2 and 3 that like the humans they just can't kill the dinosaurs. Like we figured that. But like my whole thing is like, why is blue like the Infinity Stone of the Jurassic World series?
Yeah, Blue is smart. Blue is absolutely smart. I mean, they showed the montages of Blue learning and having emotions and what's the word there
Emotions.
that they use for him? Not emotions, awareness. I forgot what the word
I
is
just
right now.
want to know,
Emotional
like,
awareness.
if this were to happen in real life, like, who was like the guy who was like, you know what? we need a raptor show. And they're like, yeah, like great, like a raptor show. What does that look like? We're going to have a guy feeding a raptor. Just one raptor? 4. And like
4,
behind a
because
cage?
they work
No,
in
no,
a
no.
team.
In the pit. We're going to have them in the team in a pit. He's going to feed all 4 at the same time.
Craziness, man.
How's he going to do that? He's the food.
He's the food.
That's the idea.
Oh my goodness, man. So I mean, like, there's not a lot to say with Jurassic World. Like, I feel like Jurassic World isn't as deep as the Jurassic Park series was.
It's just like
Jurassic
a rehash
World
of
is kind of
Jurassic
just
Park
watching.
1.
Yeah, not only rehash, but it feels like you're just watching shit happen. Like, there's no real story. It's just like, this is happening, and this is how Chris Pratt's gonna help. Like, this is how Owen is gonna help, and that's pretty much it. And like, Owen still doesn't help because the dinosaur still got out. Like,
he saved like 1 dinosaur. That was it. He didn't like save
Right.
any people
And
either.
then-
They all got taken out by the pterodactyls.
right. So, and it's like, what is gonna happen in this movie? Now, from the trailers, it shows like he's gonna help Blue save her baby. Okay.
Something.
I made a
He made a promise.
Like, to a raptor. Oh God!
Oh, God.
Wasn't there one where they? I forgot which movie it was, but wasn't there one where somebody dreamed that the raptor was talking?
Yeah, that's when they knocked out
3.
Alan Grant. That was in 3. He was in the plane. They knocked him out. It was like Alan,
And the raptor
wake
was
up.
talking to him.
No, he looks at the other guy. He was dreaming, and he looks at the guy. And instead of it being Billy, it's the it's the raptor, and he goes,
No, Billy.
Oh my
Can I
goodness!
like
man,
say
we
that
had a
was
good
like my
time on
favorite
Thursday.
commercial ever for anything? It was just like that was the 30-second spot, just like all the crazy shit happening, and then just Dr. Alan Grant. No, Billy! And that was like every TV commercial for like 3 months.
Oh my goodness, man! So I mean, like I said, with Jurassic World, it's just a continuation of the story of the dinosaurs are out now. They're loose. Let's see how it goes. Because I mean, there's way to make this really cool and also a way to kind of kill it. And I feel like as long as they just show cool stuff happening, great action sequences, a somewhat of a good story, I think we'll end up liking the movie. I hope it surprises me like Maverick did and just completely blows my mind, and I leave there saying this is the best Jurassic movie I've seen. But I really don't have that high hope for it like that. Because I really feel like they're just trying to end this. They're just trying to get this done and over with. Because the story from Jurassic World 1 and 2, it's like you're just letting shit happen now. Like, it's just, I don't know. I can't see
they're
it.
really not helping
then-
anything.
No, and then
Right.
if this is the finale of like it all, unless you have them taking out mankind, how do you all of a sudden, because these dinosaurs were all over the world and spreading
Right.
and populating quickly, how do you all of a sudden in the course of one movie have us defeat all of these dinosaurs? Unless
There's
they
no
do like
coming
a-
back. There's no coming
Unless
back.
they do
from
like
this.
a war of the world where it's like a pathogen kills them and all the dinosaurs
Gotcha.
die because of a virus or something.
Yeah, because to me, there is no way this movie ends with there's just humans now. They're living with dinosaurs from here on out, and I think that's why they kind of have to end it here because you can't go anywhere more from this.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about it. Brandon, thoughts on the series so far and your expectations for Jurassic World Dominion?
I mean, I didn't like I didn't hate Jurassic World 1, but what bothered me is that Jurassic World 1 had the rehash of Jurassic Park 1. Like it was basically Jurassic Park 1. Fallen Kingdom was
Right.
basically the Lost World. And the problem for me with that is not that it was a rehash, but the same year Jurassic World 1 came out was also the same year that Episode 7 came out, which was a rehash of A New Hope. So like it was just it bothered me that we were just redoing movies.
I remember
I
you saying
felt like
that
with
at that
such a
time.
great concept with Jurassic Park, like there was so much, like you could have kept the same amusement park story and just really built it to being something like incredible. And like you said, it just turned out to be like shit's happening and we have a guy who's saving the day, but he's really not saving anybody.
No,
And then
because
the
shit
second
keeps
one was,
still.
well, like, like, and the second one was kind of like Indiana Jones, where like the movie would have happened regardless of what they did. Like the dinosaurs were gonna be out anyway. Like whether she opened the thing or not, those people had the DNA of those dinosaurs and they're bringing it to their countries. So they would have made dinosaurs anyway, and we would have been to Dominion regardless.
Right.
So my hope is like Dominion is a good story to end this, because like you said, like there's no way that this ends without dinosaurs. Like it's just
Gotcha.
not possible. So my hope is that like, with bringing together the old cast and the new cast, that we have a really great story that's action packed. The dinosaurs are doing crazy shit all over the world, and we have
Yeah.
just a fitting conclusion.
Gotcha, man. How about you, Al? Any expectations there for Dominion?
Just craziness.
Right.
Because between the first five, they've already done, well, as far as I can imagine, they've already done everything. You've already had dinosaurs on the mainland. You've already had, a bigger dinosaur take on a T-Rex and beat them. And we somehow beat that one. So you've had now, even in the last one, in Fallen Kingdom, you even had an even bigger dinosaur get beat. Like, how many bigger dinosaurs can you make and have us somehow by mistake or whatever beat them and
Right.
survive? Like, at some point, to your point, all right, enough. You keep telling the same story. You're entertaining with it, but you're still telling the same story. So give us a new story, a new take on the issues that come from having dinosaurs be alive and loose in the world.
Hmm.
That's big because you got them throughout the world. So how does each country, how does each population adjust, adapt to a life with dinosaurs? And then that's it. End it.
Right. I
Like,
got you.
there's no more variations of a story. You've already done all the variations. End it
Mm.
here. Give us a good ending. Hopefully they land it, and you know go on to a new dimension, or something new.
I hear you, man. So listen, I got just two more questions, and then we're out of here for the night and get ready to see the movie in person there on Thursday night. And
Yeah.
the first thing I want to ask you guys is, because this is going to be towards the end of this thing, and typical movie fashion, as much as I love movies, there's certain things that just repeat itself, or things that play out the same way in most movies and most trilogies and stuff, and that is the death of characters in these shows and in these movies. So now with the fact that we have a lot of the actors, or the three main actors from the first series, plus we have Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in this one, continuing from Jurassic World 1 and 2, your expectations for who may not make it out of this one here, and your take on that, Brandon. So who's not making it out of Jurassic World Dominion, Brandon?
They're all making it. I don't think
You
they're
think
going to
they're all
kill any
making
of the
it?
legacy characters. You know what they're going to do, though? They're going to do what every Jurassic World movie's done, and they're going to put Owen in some kind of situation where it looks like he's dead. He died rescuing everybody, and then miraculously shows up again. Like they did it in the first one, where there was the explosion, and Claire's like,
Right.
"Oh my god, he didn't make it," and he's like, "I'm here, babe." So like,
I'm here, babe.
yeah, so like I think it's gonna be another Owen fake out where he sacrifices himself, like in one of those that
Hmm.
helicopter scene maybe, or something like that. But I
Yeah.
think they're all making it. I feel like this series, especially Jurassic Park, has been very big on like whoever its main characters are, they find the way to survive. Like I don't think
Right.
they've killed anyone big. Like even Samuel L. Jackson, as big of an actor as he was, his role in the movies was very minimal. So like it
Right.
was shocking when they killed him, but like I figured he would probably die. So like I don't think any of these big name characters are actually going to bite it in this movie.
All right, Brandon. I mean, Al. Tell him why Brandon's wrong. Who's departing the series, Al, for good?
Actually, I would like to see them. I mean, not that I don't like the character, but I wouldn't mind them killing off Owen. You bring back
Hmm.
the legacy characters from the first three movies. You have them be the science, because he's more of the brawn and action response for the movie. So let them be the science. And then, since this is all about his promise to protect Blue's baby or whatever, or egg or whatever he's supposed to be protecting or saving,
Right.
have him make the sacrifice to save it, and or do what he needs to do. And then that's why there's this is the finale, because from there it's just about moving on and learning acceptance and so forth. So I wouldn't
Gotcha.
mind them that having some kind of a finality there like that.
All right. So we got Brandon saying everyone makes it. Al says Owen from the Jurassic World series takes it. I'm gonna go with Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, will be your first
No.
shocking death in the series because he's Jeff Goldblum and he's awesome. And he's going to make us feel that people could lose it. People can die in this movie. So that fear, that tension will be throughout the movie because we lost Dr. Malcolm in the first part of the movie. So anyone else can go at the second half of the movie. So
I don't
my
think
first
so.
bet,
He's too old.
Dr. Malcolm will bite it at some point in this movie, being the hero, possibly saving Dr. Alan Grant at some point. Have not read anything. This is just Hav's movie knowledge in your favor. There you go, fellas.
I think it's gonna be a fake out. One of the old people fakes out to death, and then he shows up miraculously. He goes, "Hey, babe," you know.
Hey, babe, I'm back. All right.
I don't think they kill the legacy guys are so old. Like it would be really mean to see them being eaten by a dinosaur.
I hear you, but we need it. It's calls for it. There must be a sacrifice, Brandon.
We need it.
I was looking at the cast. They even brought back the scientist from the first movie.
Oh, he's been in all of them. I forgot his name.
BD Wong.
Yeah, BD Wong.
He's the one who dies.
The guy from Law and Order.
Yeah, he's definitely dying, Brandon.
He's definitely the one dying. He's the one.
Yeah, he's been in all of them. He's the one constant in all three movies so far. All 5 movies.
Because he's the guy who works for InGen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. He was the one that was. Oh, that's right. You're right. You're right.
So he's been the constant, and who else I think has been the constant? Well, Dr. Malcolm was briefly in Fallen Kingdom as speaking to the Senate, I believe it was, or somewhere. Congress,
I want to see them bring Billy back, and then maybe they kill Billy.
He'd be the surprise hero at the end.
That's it. That's the one.
Last question on this Jurassic World prep, and then we'll get out of here and get everybody ready to go see the movie. Is out of all these dinosaurs that you have seen in the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth iteration of this series, Al, what has been your favorite dinosaur? The T-Rex, the Raptor, or something else? Oh, we got Al on a good one here.
Yeah, Dad. I would say my favorite. No, it would be that noisy kid, the noisy one that took out Newman in the first one. Yeah, because he sneaks up on you. You think that he's nothing. He's weak, and he's not going to do anything. And then next thing you know, them shits pop out the side of his head and spits on you, and you're done.
That is a classic Jurassic Park dinosaur. Absolutely. Brandon, which is your favorite dinosaur that you've seen in the series, with so many in Jurassic Park and also in Jurassic World?
If I didn't see Jurassic World 1, I would tell you that like the original T-Rex was the best dinosaur like ever.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing it, like the animatronic itself, like incredible. But after Jurassic World, like that Mosasaurus, like I think that thing is crazy.
Yeah, man. He even had a good scene in the first part of Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. The guy's in the helicopter ladder holding on. He's like, yes, and then got him. I was going to say the Raptors because they are so prominent in the series and they're so awesome. And the fact that they work as a team, like I'll never forget the hay in Lost World where you just see the lines in the grass or in the tall grass as they're going after people, which is so awesome. And then also the first part where we talked about that scene in the kitchen where they're jumping on the metallic, ovens and stuff and clicking their little toenail. And even with the the Jurassic World series, the whole thing with Blue and the three other raptors teaming up to do things. And I can see that in Dominion here, they're going to be in there again. It's really close between the raptors and the Allosaurus from Jurassic Park Part 3. That thing was just a monster. It was a beast. It was scary. It was threatening. It was fast. It was vicious. It was just so it just takes it right over the raptors for me. That Allosaurus from Part 3 of Jurassic Park. That's been my favorite dinosaur that I've seen in there. But the raptors are really close, man. But listen, it's going to be exciting on Thursday night. We're going to all catch it there, and come back with a great review, hopefully for you guys. And again, I always tell you guys, if it's great, we're going to be here to review it and tell you all about it. If it sucks, we're going to be right here ripping it a brand new one. So for a whole 45 minutes to an hour telling you that shit sucked. So, so listen, make sure you guys come back to see us next week or listen to us next week, whether it's on YouTube or your favorite podcast playlist. You just hit that little plus symbol on your podcast app, or if you hear us on YouTube or watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and we'll come to you guys next week with our review for Jurassic World Dominion. So that is us for tonight. Coming out of Long Island, New York, we are The Real Fan Review. Saying goodnight, we got our man in the chair, Al.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right, we got my brother B.
Adios, everybody.
And myself, Hop, again, saying thank you guys so much for listening, watching, commenting, emailing, doing all that stuff. And again, you want to reach us, hit the comment section on YouTube or email us at therealfanreview@gmail.com. We'll catch you next week with the Jurassic World Dominion review. We'll catch you on the next episode. Until next time.